Action.
Hello, I'm Vivi.
Hi. I'm Emily Wells, but I prefer to go by M, just M.
Hi, I'm Satoshi.
Hi, my name is Liz.
Hello guys, my name is Megasly.
Hi everyone, my name is Sarah.
I joined in January 2025.
I joined African Bitcoiners in June 2022.
I joined African Bitcoiners in March 2023.
I joined in early 2025, like in January 2025.
When did I join? I joined African Bitcoiners on the 7th of June 2022.
I joined the African Bitcoiners team back in June 2022.
The reason I said yes was because coming to the Bitcoin space as a newbie, there was so much information for me to consume out here, and finding resources specifically for Africans by Africans really motivated me, and I wanted to contribute to such a mission.
I said yes because the mission felt very real. It wasn't just a case of let's go orange peel Africa, let's go teach people about Bitcoin. It was something deeper. It was about connecting to people's real financial struggles. I remember a prerequisite for us getting onboarded then was that we had to read Mastering Bitcoin to get a real in-depth understanding of what Bitcoin is all about. And that made me understand how broken things are in Africa currently and how Bitcoin is offering a way out of that problem. So I could align with African Bitcoiners' vision, and it was all about bringing or creating a platform where we could connect people to Bitcoin.
I joined African Bitcoiners in March 2023, right when I was deep in my Bitcoin rabbit hole journey. And I saw that the Bitcoin organization needed the exact skills that I had. It felt like destiny. It was like a chance to learn more about Bitcoin while contributing my talents to something meaningful and also earning along the way.
I saw some things that the team was doing, like launching some products, like there was building for the whole Africa by them as Africans, and they would really use it for change, for real change.
Who I actually said yes is because of one, the vision. I got to learn about Bitcoin sometime in 2021, late 2021 particularly, and since then I was just following up, reading and studying about Bitcoin, and the discoveries I made were actually something I passionately wanted to share with others. I wanted to talk about it with other people, and when I came in contact with African Bitcoiners, I felt like this was the perfect platform to actually do this. So the mission and the vision aligns well with what I wanted to do, and I was like, what better way to bring people or teach people or empower people about Bitcoin than joining this great movement. So yeah, it was quite easy to say yes, and I'd say it's the best yes I have said in my life so far, and I have not gotten any regrets.
I joined the mission because I love impact and I see myself as an African freedom fighter. And when I was presented with, the African Bitcoiners mission, I just could not say no because it was everything I wanted to be part of. And so I said yes.
Yeah, a moment I'll never forget is when we got approached by Lugano Plan B for me to be a speaker at Lugano Plan B 2023, and that was the very first time and the only opportunity I had to step out of Africa. It still excites me up till this moment anytime I think about it.
The moment I would never forget was meeting Afriqualia. I think she changed my life. She changed literally everything about me. I remember when she decided to make me the general manager of the African Bitcoiners team. Up to now, it's still funny because I joined as a copywriter So for someone to trust me with that magnitude of role was like, are you sure? Because I wasn't even very, confident in myself. I was not sure I was going to be able to pull it off. But it takes a lot to believe in someone when even they themselves don't really believe they can do stuff. So I'm forever grateful to Afriqualia, and I think she's the most unforgettable part of African Big Kindness for me.
One moment I'll never forget was being involved in the creation of the Q2 2025 infographic. I got to interact with a lot of projects out here that I did not know existed, and just being able to voice out what they do, how Bitcoin impact their day-to-day lives to such a big audience, was so motivating. Also bringing all these African projects together was such a cool experience.
Yeah, one moment I will never forget is when I came here, we were three, like ES, Vivi, and me, Liz. And one day, we have a section with Sarah, and she was trying to explain us a task. And I was just there, yes, I understand. It's at the beginning, yes, I understand, but I didn't really understand. But ES was like the person at the end of that session. He called me and he said, I know that you didn't understand. And he tried to explain everything to me. And then I was able to do the task.
One of my most unforgettable moments was a conversation I had with Afriqualia. They encouraged me to work harder and embrace a growth mindset in every situation. That moment shifted something new. It wasn't just advice, it was a catalyst.
One moment I will never forget was when one of our products, our Lightning node, Africa Free Routing, was hacked, and we lost a lot of funds.
Question: what was the hardest moment, and how did we survive? The
hardest moment was when we got hacked.
Our hardest moment for me would be, I think, when AFR got hacked.
3 of our nodes from the Africa Free Routing side of things was hacked.
I would say the hardest moment was still the hack.
See, it was such a hard period for us.
I don't think I've ever had a moment as hard as that in my life before that time.
It shook us hard. There was lots of emotions flying around, anxiety, uncertainty, fear, name it. So it was a very rough one on us.
We lost significant funds, and our runway was shortened. Uncertainty crept in, and we had to, take salary cuts.
And about how we actually survived it,
Afriqualia's leadership kind of shone through. They mapped out a blueprint for not just surviving but thriving afterwards. I think that's how we made it through.
And we survived because team members were able to see a future regardless of that one big incident.
We improved on communicating openly, addressing whatever issues and trying to put all the cards on the table, try to face it together. There wasn't bling game, just brainstorming on solutions and how to move forward from there. And I think that was how we also be able to land the HRF grant, I think a few months after that. So we had to apply for HRF grant, and luckily for us, we were, awarded the grant.
HRF is one of the biggest reasons why we survived that hack.
And about how we actually survived it was hard actually. It's actually a really, really funny and inspiring story at the same time. We got hacked, we lost most of the funds we were using to bootstrap our efforts, and we as the team, because of how passionate and how much we believe in the vision and the mission that we have in African Bitcoiners, it got to a point where we had to take pay cuts, basically as high as 40% pay cuts, just so we could stay alive. And we did this for more than 6 months or 7 months, and we were almost and we had just 3 months left on our runway for us to survive. And then HRF came to our rescue. We got a grant from HRF, and honestly speaking, I'm not sure how it would have been if we would have been able to survive without that grant. But yeah, that's
the hardest moment I've experienced so far was being tasked with something I've never done before. And so what this taught me was the importance of having a growth mindset. And with the team with me, like they're the best mentors out here, I got to overcome it. I got to learn a lot, and I'm still learning a lot.
What do you think is our biggest win so far?
For me, I think it's Africa Flow team. Yes, I think it's Africa Flow team. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I don't know, the paradise. Like, you just come, they have boot camps, they make boot camps for students, or they make boot camps for developers, just to let them understand and build applications talking about Bitcoin and Lightning. And I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
Our biggest win for me would be the credibility we've earned across the African Bitcoin space. Organizations actively seek partnerships with us, and we are creating, real impact through our bootcamps, seminars, and courses. We've become like a trusted voice in the African Bitcoin movement. So that for me is like our biggest win.
Our biggest win so far is that we've survived 3 years, seriously, because thinking about where we started from, we just started without knowing like what exactly we wanted to put out there. But through community listening and actually looking out at what was actually lacking in the African Bitcoin space, we're able to build for 3 years.
One of our biggest wins definitely has to be the Kaduna seminar we did in May of 2025. The feedback from the community was so amazing. We got to introduce a lot of people who have never heard about Bitcoin. Got to introduce them to the big voices in the African Bitcoin space, bringing all these Africans together, have them talk of the financial constraints they are going through, why they need the financial freedom, how Bitcoin will help them attain this freedom. So for me, this seminar was the most impactful thing we have done so far.
Yeah, I think our biggest win for me so far would be when we received the grant from HRF. It's not just because we, got recognized, but it's because it was more like a breath of life that was breathed into us, considering the fact that we were almost running out of like our operational costs or funds, and so that came as a rescue to us.
I would say our biggest win so far is the fact that we've been able to stay focused. It's 3 years down the line, and we are still all about Bitcoin and Bitcoin only, not the noise. We haven't, migrated into shit coins. You see most organizations that, sometimes when things get tough or along the line, they venture into other things that don't really align with their mission or what they actually started out to, do. So I think that's one of the things I can say we've won in, the ability to stay focused and stay on track. So another reason why this has been possible, us being on track and staying focused, is actually because of our founder, Afriqualia. So a big shout out to Afriqualia on that.
What Bitcoin means to me?
For me, I don't know if you know the song Peace of Mind of Wizkid. Yeah, like for me, Bitcoin is a peace of mind. Like, it's just not money. Yeah, it's a quiet revolution.
Bitcoin is a mindset change. Like, when you get to interact with Bitcoin, when you get to understand Bitcoin, you change how you look at things. You get to realize that we are living in a world where we are financially held. We don't have financial freedom, and how this impacts our day-to-day life. Like, before Bitcoin, I never knew about anything about financial freedom, but with Bitcoin, this has opened my mind to actually think of, why am I being constrained? And so Bitcoin for me is a tool, is a mindset change, is a tool to make you responsible for your own financial life.
For me, Bitcoin actually means freedom. It means my opportunity to be part of something far bigger than myself. Something that gives Africa a chance to start afresh and also catch up with the rest of the world. something that could lift countless of people out of poverty, something that gives hope to generations and stuff. So I think that's what Bitcoin is.
Freedom and security, especially for my future finances. I'm not joking with my future. So yeah, Bitcoin is very liberating, and personally, it's all about my freedom and security. Yeah.
Bitcoin personally means to me freedom for Africa. Finally, we can be free from colonial masters, new colonialism, and obviously from our corrupt politicians, so they can make all the rules and print all the money they can while we just, hodl our Bitcoin and never get affected by whatever they do.
Yeah, for me, Bitcoin is freedom. It has given me the freedom to transact and the freedom to be myself without relying on any central authority. And also, Bitcoin is hope. It has given me the hope that my future is secured, that the savings I have will not be devalued by some government-issued money, but then it's going to remain secured.
Describe African Bitcoiners in 3 words.
Describing African Bitcoiners in 3 words. I'll say they are impactful, ambitious, and resilient.
I can say radical, rooted, and strong.
Yeah, I've used 3 words actually, and that is passion, resilient, and selfless, right? Everything we've been doing as African Bitcoiners is born out of passion, and we have been resilient through the hard times. There's lots of reasons, lots of things that has happened that would have made us, give up and stop what we're doing. But then we are still pushing on because of how much we believe in the vision. And then we do all these things selflessly. We're not doing it for the profits, we're not doing it for the money. It's just something that we do selflessly because we want to see Bitcoin in Africa, right?
I'll say grit, because we've been through a lot. We've been through a lot of chaos, setbacks, things not going the way we planned. But at the end of the day, we always show up every time. We improvise, we figure things out, and we just try to brainstorm on the way forward. So I'll say we have grit. And secondly, purpose. Something about African Bitcoiners, we're not just doing Bitcoin stuff. We're speaking to people's real struggles in Africa. The broken systems, the corruption, the financial exclusion, name it. So we are trying to relate to people's reality. So purpose. And lastly, I would say vibes. We move with good energy. Yeah. Even when the work is very heavy, there's a lot to do, lots of tension, lots of name it. So there's just always a lightness in the room.
African Bitcoiners in 3 words: hardworking, passionate, and rock stars. Honestly, I think we have one of the best teams in Africa. Honestly, not to brag, I don't mean to brag, but I know the people I work with, they are intelligent and very smart people.
3 words to describe Bitcoiners. I would say growth mindset, hard work, and impact.
Honestly, I see us training hundreds, more than 100 new builders, training our own nodes across the continent and helping African communities actually use Bitcoin, not just talk about it.
I see us with an even louder voice, because the kind of people that are in African Bitcoiners, we are not stopping anytime soon. That's just the honest truth. So I see us with an louder voice in Africa Bitcoin movement, taking bold steps, bigger collaborations to help people begin using Bitcoin and building for Bitcoin. I see us becoming that go-to community where people want to learn or want to start their Bitcoin journey in Africa in general. So we're that one first stop for people that want to begin their journey in Bitcoin.
In 3 years, we would have amplified our impact across the continent and become an even stronger voice in the African community.
Where I see us in 3 years, I see us as a go-to resource for any African concerned about their financial freedom. I see us as voicing African need for freedom to the world, taking African stories to the world, and bringing in more Africans to Bitcoin.
Well, I'd say we're going to be somewhere way higher up than where we currently are. We've actually been able to reach where we are now and achieve all the things we've achieved within 3 years. So imagine adding extra 3 years to us. I don't know, but I am pretty sure that we are going to achieve a lot more than times 10 of what we've actually achieved now. So yeah.
3 years. If we've come this far in 3 years, honestly, the sky is gonna be the limit for us in the next 3 years. Knowing the team I have and how hardworking they are and how passionate they are, I'm a little bit. I won't say I'm afraid, but I will say I'm really looking forward to what the team pulls out. In the next 3 years. So fingers crossed, we'll keep learning, we'll keep, trying to improve ourselves, we'll keep listening to the community, and obviously we'll keep taking feedbacks from the community, because one of the reasons why we think we've come this far is because we listen a lot to community feedback.
I used to be a dancer, yes, like full-on dance group routines and all, but it's been a while I did that. It's been a very long while, and hopefully I still have moves, but yeah, I used to be a dancer.
One thing people don't know about me is I have grown to care really a lot about my digital freedom, my digital privacy, my digital footprint. So over the last few months, that is what my mind has been to.
I really don't know. I really don't know. Apart from I'm versatile. I think it's the word versatile.
What people don't know about me? Yeah, I love Jesus. I love him so much. I prioritize my faith over every other thing. I mean, everything other thing in my life is secondary. My faith is primary.
What people don't know about me is that I am a great singer, and I've been singing since I was 8, even though I didn't make a career out of it. But I make sure to sing in my bathroom every day.
Nickname in the team. Like I said, that he plays.
Yeah, everybody in the team calls me Mega. And I like to think it's out of laziness. They just don't want to call it in full. I mean, it's not that hard, but sometimes it's sweet also to hear that.
Just actually, zero drama, zero extras. Just
The nickname I have in the team is just Saki.
My nickname in the team is Sarah, unless they have something else they call me that I don't know, but literally everyone calls me Sarah.
My nickname in the team is Vivi.
If I was a Bitcoin wallet, I'd definitely be Spiral wallet, for sure. I mean, not very attractive, but there was a whole lot.
I would like to be Lightning wallet though. Like it's fast, light. It's fast and light.
If I was a Bitcoin wallet, then I'll be a non-custodial wallet. I would want people to take responsibility of their funds, be in full control.
If I were a Bitcoin wallet, I'll be Blink wallet. Simple, reliable, and kind of designed to make Bitcoin accessible for everyone.
Definitely a multi-sig wallet. And it's not because I have trust issues or anything. Okay, maybe a little bit, but still a multi-sig wallet, because I just believe in shared responsibility and in being extra careful. There's no harm in being extra careful. So yeah, guys, that's it from me. Thank you very much.
If I was a Bitcoin wallet, I think I'm going to be Sparrow wallet, because I have everything Africa needs. I'll be a Sparrow wallet and a self-custodial wallet, because I'm fiercely independent. Yeah, that's it for me, guys. Thank you.